Hello,
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 hello.
hello.
Good day,
Welcome
sir,
back.
sis.
I'm good. How are you, sister?
I am so happy to be recording with you.
Yes. I'm glad we're back in our routine. I feel like we fell off for a bit there, but now we're being more
We're
consistent.
back.
We're back, like we
Yes,
never
we are back.
left.
How was your week, bro?
My week has been pretty packed. So, for those of you that are unaware, I am moving back to Virginia. So, it's it's been a week filled with like goodbyes and, you know, figuring out next steps, obviously, and excitement, I guess. But yeah, overall, very social, I'd say. It's more socially dominant compared to before. How was your week, Mary?
How lucky for Virginia. We're very
I know,
lucky.
right? What about you,
My
bro?
week was great. Actually, okay, Monday and Tuesday, it was so difficult to get my brain back into the groove of things after the
Mhm.
Thanksgiving week.
Yeah,
Because I was off for 5 days in a row, which is rare. And then coming
very
back,
rare.
my goodness, it was so difficult. But by like Tuesday evening, it was popping. Like I didn't have a
Mm.
choice. Like the meetings were stacking up. But actually, it was the week. It was the kind of week where you look at your calendar on your Monday, you're like, okay, this is okay. And
Mm.
then emails, meetings, another email, another email. It's like, hey, Mary, you
Yeah.
mind briefing the thing that you did last week, this week, that I went to a different. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, there's also drama that it just occurred to me that I will be updating you offline. Forgot
Oh,
about it. Anyways,
okay.
but it was a great week overall. I was pretty cold here in Virginia.
Yeah.
We had our first snow on Friday, which was actually really nice. It really wasn't that bad. It was visually pleasing. Didn't really get in the way. It was a good one. It was a good time.
I love that. And Blacksburg also got their first, I think, big snowfall.
Okay.
They had the cadet versus civilians snow fight. So
Yeah. It was same day.
yeah.
Yeah, we all got it. All of Virginia
Oh,
got it.
same
You're
day.
right.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Memories,
I
good
remember
old days.
my first one was with you,
I was like,
and it was
oh, it
not a
was
joke. You were
cute.
getting into it.
No, yeah, it's very serious.
Actually, wasn't it me and Iman versus you?
You guys kind of ganged up on me. I did not forget that. But yeah,
Actually,
it was
I
fun.
remember I wanted Iman to help me throw snowballs at you so bad that I took off one of my
Your
gloves and
gloves.
gave it
Yeah,
to her.
yeah, I remember. I was gonna
Yeah,
say. You were
yeah.
desperate. I don't know what was happening, but you had this urge
I was being a good
to hit
friend
me.
and
Uh,
wanted our friend, who was a
uh,
freshman,
uh,
to
uh.
have a good first cadet versus civilian
Oh
experience.
wow, how thoughtful.
And if
This is
you
why I like
remember
you.
that a different way, that's on you.
This is how gaslighting begins, guys. This is
I'm
gonna be a
gaslighting you.
very
I'm foreshadowing for
foreshadowing
the plot
the
of the
topic.
the series we're about to break down.
Exactly. Wow.
Yes.
Very on
Yeah.
par. So good at
Mm-hmm.
this. You should have a podcast,
I'm a
really.
natural. I'm a natural.
Yeah. That was
Good
good.
memory. Good memory.
Yeah.
And shout out to our people at Fox. There
I
was
hope
a
everything's
fire,
okay.
yeah, in
Yeah.
one of the buildings, and I was
Mhm.
actually pleasantly surprised. Virginia Tech took 65 students or something into the
Mhm.
inn, which
Okay,
they
wow.
didn't
That's
have
very
to,
nice.
but they did, which is lovely.
I
So
mean,
shout
yeah,
out.
they have such a huge endowment. Like, I hope they're using it for something like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
no,
else?
they made a good move. The
Yeah,
right move
that's
was made
good.
for sure.
And thankfully, nobody was
Yes.
hurt. So, but sad. Sad that
Yes.
it's happening, but happy
Yes.
outcome.
Good outcome. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And yeah, so I thought it
have
would
a
be really
hmm
fun to start with a quick game before we get into the series that we're going to talk about.
hmm
So it's not gonna be super long, but I was thinking we can do a little this or that.
Okay.
based on certain scenarios, some just random characters, and we can both answer.
Mm.
So we can do like maybe five or six. So okay, so round one, iconic characters. Okay. Wait,
Okay.
have you seen WandaVision?
I have not. I mean, yeah,
Okay,
I
you're
do
gonna
not
skip
remember
round
the
one.
characters. Okay. I don't know why it was centered around WandaVision though. Like,
No,
I,
it's just like there. I it was from a long list of
uh,
this or that, so that I thought we can both resonate with a little bit. But clearly, I was
mm,
just picking for myself, and I acknowledge
mm,
that, and it's okay.
so I guess you're
Um,
not that great of a friend, like you said, so it's fine.
you know,
We're not
I
judging.
wasn't gonna out you for being late, but that's fine.
Okay, we need to
Wasn't
calm
on the
down.
docket. Wasn't on the agenda. Okay, let's do round
Traffic
one.
was
So round
heavy,
one
guys.
is who would you want to have protect you or protect? It says you protect your apartment, but who would you want to have protect you on a day that you're in danger? Wanda Maximoff or 11 from Stranger Things?
Girl,
In a heartbeat, Wanda Maximoff.
Wanda, yeah, I feel like 11 is still figuring out. Like, I wouldn't 100% rely on her.
Yeah,
But doesn't
and
Wanda have
she's
some issues, like
Wanda is
unstable?
yeah, she has some moral question marks, but she's extremely powerful, and you can't play games with that.
Okay, okay,
Can't
that's
play
true.
games.
That is very
Yes.
important.
The next one, I fully acknowledge that you were not gonna do this one, but there are more, I
Okay,
promise. But
I can do it. Okay.
I already knew that you weren't, that you don't, that you have not seen Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But the next one is, uh, who would you want to help respond to a rude email for you?
Okay.
Daenerys Targaryen, who is your girl,
Yeah, yeah, I'm Amelia
Emilia,
Clark.
versus or Maleficent.
Oh, Maleficent would eat it
Maleficent would
down.
eat.
Oh, she would make you cry. She
She would
would make you
leave
cry.
no
Yeah. Yes.
crumbs.
Okay, okay, Maleficent. I'm glad you're on the same
Yeah.
page. Okay.
Okay. Love Daenerys. Again, moral question mark.
I
Oh my
think
god, is
she's a
this a trend?
softie, no?
No, Daenerys.
Mm.
She's moral. Another big moral question mark.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched
But
GOT, so
she's a sweetie deep down.
yeah, that's how I
She is
kind
a
of.
sweetie, and I
She's about
love
her
her. Yeah.
dragons. She's a mother, you know.
She's a mother. Yes,
Yes,
of many. Yes.
of many. Yes.
Um. Okay. Random one.
Okay.
And in it, let's say, um, where you're auditioning for films. Okay. Would you rather be the villain or the side character who knows everything?
Who knows every like the intelligent type character who kind of figures it out,
Yeah. The
or
side. Yeah.
honestly, I would say the villain, but I feel like people would straight up hate me because I do hate like a lot of villains on like on films, and that kind of translates to real life. Like when I was younger, I did not know how to separate, and I don't want people to hate me, so I'd rather be like the side character. What about you?
You know. Yeah. I think I'm too empathetic. Like I also like hate characters, like deeply.
Yeah.
Like even for the show that we're gonna talk about, I was watching a recap earlier today. I felt anger when I saw this person's face, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to do that to myself. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing about that
Um.
actor specifically, he always plays the role of a villain.
Right.
He's so good at it
Right.
that I feel like he actually is. Like, I know that's not true, but it's like,
Like if
you're
yeah,
too good
how
at
can
this.
that man escape that stereotype?
No, he's too good.
Too talented. But not
Alas.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who would you let write your dating app profile or bio?
Okay.
Lady Whistledown or Queen Charlotte?
That is actually a tough one. Wait, do you have your answer?
Mm.
Lady Whistledown?
It depends
It,
on your motive. I feel like Lady
yeah.
Whistledown, if you're trying to be a little scandalocious, like
Mm-hmm.
Belinda says.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're trying to find a husband, Queen Charlotte.
I think Queen
Or
Charlotte is like
if you're trying to like get down to
piece of
business.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if you're like, I'm not playing around. This is me. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
appeal to a like
Authenticity.
authenticity. Charlotte. Lady Whistledown would add so many like
Yeah.
I don't know
Fluff.
like yeah, fluff. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna
If
be
you
a
want
good time
drama.
if you're on drama. Like she's like,
Yeah.
you want to be in for a good time, not a long time? I'm your girl.
I'm your
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a
Okay.
good one though.
Who would you want
Okay.
to be your travel buddy? Sokka or Toph?
Rosaka would kill. I would die while I'm with. He would probably recommend like the craziest things to do, but I would
Yes.
die laughing with him. Like he would be so funny.
Hmm.
Sokka. Toph is cool. We like Toph, but travel buddy, Sokka. I would make so many like good memories with him. If you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying. What about you?
I'm actually having a hard time.
Okay.
I love I love Toph,
Mm-hmm.
and I think with Toph it would be like I feel like it would be fewer great memories, but the great ones
Mm.
would be
Super
legendary.
good. Mm.
And with Sokka, honestly, I just feel like I'd be. This is gonna sound. Let me wait. Let me say this in a politically correct way. He's like an annoying little brother,
But
and
okay, finish though.
and it would be fun, but I think the trade off would be you're gonna be annoyed. With Toph, it could be fun, but the trade off is she's very stubborn.
I think Toph is very
So
type
honestly,
A.
ultimately Sokka.
Okay.
Yeah, ultimately Sokka.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Toph
Is
is like a
Toph
very
type
type
A?
A. I she comes out as type A to me. Like she would be like, "Hey guys, we have to be up by 3:02 a.m." and then, like she would be on your ass about very I don't think she'd be a chill travel buddy for some reason. Sokka would be adventurous,
Mm,
but I
mm,
feel like when it's important, like he'd be like, okay, everybody have your passports. Like he would still channel like older brother
mm.
energy when it's important. But then he also has room to be silly and adventurous as well. That's my take.
I'm with you.
And
Are
Gorsaka,
you the Aang or
travel
Sokka?
buddy. Yeah, because I feel like they have very
Aang,
similar.
Aang, Aang, Aang.
I feel like Sokka still, as a travel buddy, like I still think Sokka.
I think Aang has the love for life and he'll get excited and everything
Mm,
without being annoying. The thing about Aang is like he might say okay to things that he doesn't want to do, which sucks
mm,
for him.
mm,
He's more of a people pleaser,
mm.
but I think, bro, like imagine like being on a long flight and Sokka is annoyed, he would drive you nuts.
Sokka would not say any. He would probably fall asleep or something. I feel like Aang is the one who would keep like bickering or like saying stuff. It's like, oh my god,
But he will listen to you.
Sokka would listen too, I feel like. No?
Sokka, honestly. Anyways,
Sokka doesn't
great debate.
have,
Lovely.
yeah, yeah. For another time, for another episode, like
Interesting.
Sokka
For
versus
another time.
Aang. Yeah.
For another time.
Okay.
But anyways, that was fun.
Yeah,
We should do that
that
more
was
often. That was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes. Okay. So for this episode, we're going to be talking about the limited series on Peacock called All Her Fault. I love a limited series. This one was dramatic and also very real, and also love to put spotlight on women.
Yes.
So it was great. So let me read. Actually, so I have a first half and second half summary. So let me read the first half, and then we'll get into it a little bit, and then we'll go into the second half.
Mm.
So, first half, episodes 1 to 3. The series begins with Marissa discovering her son is missing after a playdate mix up that makes no sense. Panic spreads through the neighborhood as the police get involved, and everyone's carefully curated suburban lives start cracking under pressure. Suspicion shifts from stranger danger to the people closest to Marissa, and it becomes clear the disappearance is tied to hidden tension, secrets, and past events within the community. So, first episode, there's this very well established woman, Marissa, who has a very, fit, tall, whatever, 6'4", blue eyes, whatever husband, live there, clearly very wealthy.
Mhm.
She's picking up her son, a friend slash acquaintance, a new friend, Jenny. She gets a text saying, "Hey, here's the address you can pick up your son." She goes there, and it's an old woman that has no idea that she's what she's talking about. Milo is not there,
My
and
little son.
yes, just the first episode gave me so much anxiety.
It has you on the edge of your seat.
Yes, from the get.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's what Mary
so
loves. She loves when you like dive straight into the issue. She doesn't like little cover-ups like, "Oh my God, what's that?" Like they went straight into the point. So, no
you're
cliffhanger
not
there.
wrong.
Yes.
Yes, action
Action.
immediately. Yeah. So it was insane. She calls her husband Peter. He, of course, he has the same feelings as her in the sense that, he's shocked and everything like that. Um, but within the first two episodes, he has this moment where, when the detectives are around and stuff, where he almost like he tried to blame her in the sense that he was
It's
like,
not trying. He straight
why?
up did. No?
Yeah, exactly. He was like, why did it? And he said this first of all, in front of the detectives.
In
Second
front
of
of his
all, in
family.
front of his family.
Yeah. Crazy. But like it was after he comforted her. So
Yes,
initially he was
it
like,
was
"It's not your
later.
fault," yeah. But then he just
Yeah,
broke down and he was like, "Why couldn't you have checked the number or verified it?" Da, da, da. And Miss Ma'am is like, Where is this coming from?" Like,
exactly.
you
And
know,
look, so many problems. First of
bro.
all, even if we
Basics.
take out the tension of, oh my gosh, my 5-year-old child is missing, like maliciously missing, then it's like, if you get a text and say, from a person that from and they say, "Hey, can my kid and your kid have a play date tonight?" And you're busy, and it's a tight knit community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people would check. I don't think I would have checked, to
I
be
mean,
honest.
and I'm sure this wasn't the first play date that Milo has been to. Like, I'm sure there were 1,000 once
Correct.
before. The school, I think they go to this fancy private, like,
Yes.
school, and they do checkouts. So, like, only the nannies or family members can, like, check the kids out.
Correct.
So,
That's a
it
great
also has,
point.
yeah, it has a level of security. So, you know,
Yes.
not just anyone can pick your kids up. Like, it has to be someone that's kind of acquainted to your kids.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And so there are all these themes that pop up around whether or not women are busy, if not busier than their husbands, work full time, still have this great expectation of taking full responsibility for the health and well being of their children.
Oh, it's so interesting because when Marissa, the mom, originally was describing or like talking to the police, they were asking like the mom was the one answering all the questions basically. They'd be like, "Oh, who's Milo's doctor? Who's this?" And then the husband would
Yes,
just look at her and be like, "Oh, you go ahead, you
every
answer."
time. What's his favorite, whatever? What
Yeah.
is his routine? What is the name of his teacher? The
Yeah.
husband knew nothing.
Nothing. And she is the one with the wealth management, like she is the CEO of her own company. Her
Yes,
husband works in private equity, but B knows not his own company. She's running her own company. She's running the household. She knows Milo's her son's schedule, doctors, all those things. And because like just the way the husband was like, "Ugh, you didn't do this one thing right," and blaming her at some point, like he was doing anything at all, basically. Aside from putting him to sleep sometimes, you know? The
I
audacity.
know.
Really.
And this, same theme happens with Jenny, who is this person that allegedly texted her, which we learned that she did not text her.
Hmm.
She also is in publishing, which is
Yeah.
doesn't have like the most luxurious stereotype attached to it, but it's her passion. Her husband is a teacher in a high school, and he consistently makes her feel bad for being busy all the time and for working.
Bro,
She also has
I
a
just want to
son.
say I dislike the
Okay,
husband. Like, he
I hate
is
him.
a boy in a grown man's body. Like,
Agree. He would like, she'd say like, I'm trying to close a deal tonight.
yeah,
The meeting moved from 3 to 4 p.m. Can you pick him up? And you know what he said? I have an after school physics club that I have to run.
that basically nobody attends, by the way, and
Yeah,
everybody's aware of that. But he's like, no, no, the kids they like it though. I have to go just in case. You know
few
what pissed
students
me off?
attend and it almost got canceled or something like that. So unnecessary for your own child,
No,
your
no, no,
own
let me tell you.
flesh and blood.
So on the first episode, I think she was trying to meet with this like this publicist or something, or assistant, whatever, to try and like get a meeting with this big time publisher, okay? And she told the husband, she was like, "Hey, can you put our son to sleep this one time, and just take care of it." She's in the middle of the meeting. The husband would not stop texting her, and she responds, she's like, "Oh, sorry, I have to get to this." He calls her, he's like, "Oh, our son is saying he can't sleep without hearing your voice, so you must talk to him." And the husband is fully aware that she's in this very important meeting. I don't know, guys. Like, I mean, yeah.
I was about to tear my hair out.
Bro.
She is so good at her job as well. She is
Yeah.
so good at her job.
She's so
She's
good.
talking up this new author, and her coworker is there. She's also trying to climb the ladder. And
Hmm.
she loves her job.
She has
And
ambitions.
this
Yeah.
man, her partner in life, the father of the child, for one night could not put him to bed, consistently calling and texting her. And in my head, I was like, if I was sitting there and my husband is calling me a million times and I know what it's about, would I have answered? I would not have answered.
My phone would be on mute. Like, I would not even hear
I
the
would just
notification
pray
personally.
that my son is okay because I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on. I would not answer. I'm sorry.
She's very patient. She's very patient. I'll give her her flowers. She's
She left
very
the
patient.
meeting.
She
She
left the meeting.
left.
And you know what pissed me off about that?
No way.
Her colleague who was there, who basically didn't work on it, and not that he was trying to take credit for it, was the one who kind of basically took over the meeting. So I mean, at the end of the day, he's the one who's probably gonna get the credit for the work she did.
How are we supposed to thrive as women if
Honestly,
we
can't even rely on
it's
our
like they're saying we have
partner.
to choose. Like,
Yeah,
if you want to be a mother, be a mother. If you want to have a career, have a career.
but you can't
When
do
we don't
both.
have kids, there's something wrong with us as women because we have this innate natural, like we have to. We're
Yeah.
nurturing. When we choose our kids, we're not ambitious enough. We're housewives. We're looked down upon. This show encapsulated it so well that I was enraged as I was watching it. And I have 0 children and no husband. One more thing I want to add about this dynamic is, and this is something I wasn't fully aware of. But so both Jenny and Marissa have one child.
Yes.
But so essentially, Jenny was consistently being. So again, there are the housewife moms who are more involved in the committees and the PTA or PTO or whatever what is it? Yeah,
Yeah, PCA.
PTA. And are more involved in the school in that way. Where there are other mothers who have busy lives because of their careers and aren't as involved, but like they will attend the mandatory stuff, right?
Yeah.
Jenny was being shamed and pestered by this one woman that is a full-time mom to volunteer for some event or some committee purely because she only has one child.
Bro, she pissed me off.
It
Like the
was,
way it was so passive aggressive too. She's like, "Oh, I
yeah,
mean, usually the people with one kids do like all the volunteering." Okay? Uh, And like as if like she it was a rite of passage. Like
girl on
if
girl
you volunteer,
crime.
bro, women's biggest haters are women's for real. Honestly though, like when you
Women,
think about it,
I
not even
couldn't
supposed
believe
to be.
it. And you know, you wouldn't, I mean, we're getting fired from men, getting fired from
Yeah.
women. What's going on? Like from men, it's like, you have to be, you can't not be the most present and best mom,
Mm,
even if you have a full-time career. They work the same hours, the mom and the dad.
crazy.
And maybe the mom might work more because in this case, Marissa's an entrepreneur, not
Yeah.
an employee. For Jenny, her as he's a teacher, I'm not hating on teachers, but he's a teacher. He's a publisher, which is a little more entrepreneurial in the sense that it's a little more like you have to. It's like sales. You have to chase your
Yeah.
own, your
People, yeah.
hunt, right? Yeah. And then from from the women's perspective, hopefully there would be a little more empathy. But still, even the moms that are full time moms, are stay at home moms, are hating on them and asking more. Everyone is asking for for everything from them.
Okay.
Nothing left from themselves.
I have something to add here. I think through the show, it became kind of apparent to me, and I'm not obviously generalizing. A lot of women end up marrying boys, as in
Mm.
men who are not ready to grow up and really take on their, like, they like the idea of a family, but they do not want to partake in any kind of labor that it takes to establish a functioning. And obviously, women oftentimes like take over that role and try to compensate. Like, usually it's the men that kind of like, I mean, in general, what is expected is okay, the men work, but they also kind of like take on the labor in some ways. Like, they take care of the kids, maybe sometimes out of the weekend. The mom sleeps earlier and, like kind of equal in whatever way people define it as. These men, like, because I'm thinking when Marissa first came home with Milo, he did not have a good like sleeping thing. He would wake up consistently. And her husband Peter would, I think, put him to back to sleep in the middle of the night, maybe once or twice. But then he was like, okay, let's figure out a way for Milo to start sleeping through the night. They talked about it, and then Marissa was like, okay, let's read this book. She read the entire book while establishing her business. Peter did not look at that book once. He stopped waking up at night whenever Milo was crying. Marissa would put Milo to sleep, read the book, and she would be working at the time too. Like she would have her work stuff while putting Milo to sleep. And then once she figured out a way to like they consistently checked in, Milo slept through like 2 or 3 nights. High five. They're like it was both their efforts. Like they both contributed to that, taking the credits. And Marissa let him obviously but like some men are just not ready to be parents. They like the idea of having or procreating or producing. They do not want to be a part of the products. And that's very
Yes.
selfish.
Yes.
Like it's so common though.
It is very common. And
Yo.
to preface, there are some women that also have children before they're married, yes.
Yes, that is true.
But we are seeing in this new age of women um, becoming a lot more in control of their lives and um, having less roadblocks and things like that and excelling, especially in their
Mhm.
career. This is becoming more and more common, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like we actually need more support the more we take on. And I
Yes.
feel like that concept doesn't click for everyone.
No.
Yeah. It's
Even
I
if you were,
think
I mean,
there's
no, go
like
ahead.
this perception of like the less we do, the more support or the more like damsel in distressy the woman is. But actually, the more we take on is when we need more support, where
Mm-hmm.
we need more people in our community helping us, strengthening us, and all that kind of stuff.
100%.
And I think when people see an independent woman, they're like, "Oh, she got it. She can do it. We actually need more support. We're not ironclad people. Like, we need more
Yeah.
help, more support." And I think there is this perception of like, because I think women still, even now, but have had to put on like a brave face or act like a man in order to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And that makes people seem like, oh, she's heartless, or maybe like, she got it all figured out. No, not true.
Yeah. I think, I mean, in many aspects, women's like tolerance is higher than men's. Because you're like, okay, like if I do this extra thing or if I take on this extra thing, like we tend to stretch ourselves more than men because it's easier for us to take on an extra burden than having to
Mm-hmm.
go through like this huge argument or like disagreements. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not healthy. If men don't want to do anything, they'll tell you to your face and not do it.
Yeah.
Why we as women, why do we have to be like, okay, and then just, move along? Maybe it's a good thing to
Oh, true.
reflect on that. But I mean,
No,
even the same
yeah.
logic can apply to like stay-at-home moms. Like I was looking at this reel the other day, and this guy was breaking down the cost of being a stay-at-home parent, like labor, uh, helping with after-school homework, driving, scheduling, like cleaning up. And I think if you had a salaried person do all those things, and this might be obviously like an exaggeration, but it came out to around 200 grand a year. Yeah, like
Bruh,
cleaning, all those
that's
things, like
crazy.
with an hourly rate. So like being a stay-at-home parent is intensive. It's not easy at all.
Mm.
And like the fact they're like, oh yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom. No, girl, like, that's hard. Unless you're a multimillionaire and have like 20 other people helping you, it is so hard to be a parent in general. And then in addition to that, being a working parent. And then being a single parent in a two-parent household. Meaning you're the only one who takes care of the child while you have an active partner.
Mm.
It's
Don't
very
even.
isolating. Yeah.
That the thought. Yeah. Anyways, honestly, we need to move on to our next theme, but
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest takeaways, actually the biggest takeaway about this limited series for me, is the assumptions that we all make about each other in society
Hmm.
constantly. The
Yeah.
moms, the working moms, the dads, the nannies, the kids. Like you said, even like the cost breakdown that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Never thought that through. And so it's like it really brings out like even like the detective who we're not really going to get into in this episode, but he had so much going on in the background. And
Yeah.
so we're constantly making these assumptions about everybody when we don't know anything about them. And the
100%.
need for empathy is insane in this day and age.
Honestly.
Anywho's, let me read the
Yeah.
second half
Second.
blurb and we'll get into that crazy man. Okay. As secrets unravel, the truth behind the disappearance emerges, revealing complicated motivations and long-standing emotional wounds. Characters who seemed harmless take on new significance, and loyalties fracture. The final episodes explore how multiple people, not just one, contributed to the chain of events, giving the title All Her Fault a more layered, ironic meaning. The solution focuses on emotional consequences and the messy nature of accountability. Let's talk about accountability.
Bro, I am so ready to break this down. Okay, you want to
Wait,
take it
I think
away?
let's like say the plot.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
like explain what happened and then we can
Hmm.
unpack.
Hmm.
So essentially, we find out that the person that took Milo was actually Jenny's nanny. And that's why Jenny's name was used, etc. And that's why she was allowed to take Milo out of the school.
Well,
So Jenny, dyes her hair, completely changes her look, changes Milo's hair, also so he's not identifiable. And essentially, she's kind of on the run. We at this point we don't know the reason why she took him, but it seems very creepy. Like they're playing house, so it's
Yeah.
like, is she like a pedophile? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
You're not really sure what's
Does she want
going on. And
money?
then
Yeah.
yeah, and oh yeah, is it a ransom thing? But the
Mhm.
detective keeps saying like if it's a ransom thing, they would have said something by now.
Yeah.
On the side, though, we see that Peter, who is Milo's father, Marissa's husband, is getting these calls and he's taking out cash. So we know he's hiding.
Hmm.
The not we're not going to break down all of the characters, but all of the characters are a little bit suspicious, which
Yeah.
adds to the drama of the show.
Important thing to mention. When Peter, like the police asked, or like Bersa asked Peter what his favorite thing was about Milo. So this,
Hmm.
yeah, Peter has a thing for being needed. So he has a
Hmm.
sibling who has a disability, and he wants to find a spine surgeon for him, all those things. Like he built a little house for him in their compound, takes him to his appointments, and
He
then Marissa,
employs him and he
yeah,
houses him. Yes.
yes,
So he's this man, his name is Brian,
mhm,
is fully dependent on Peter.
on Peter. Peter also has a sister who had a drug problem, a drug abuse problem,
Mhm.
and she's been in and out of like hospitals, all those things,
Rehabs, yeah.
rehabs, all those things. So he likes being the go-to person. So when they had a press conference for the city of Chicago to find Peter, like Marissa, to find Milo, and
Mhm.
Marissa was asking him, she's like, "Oh, when the reporters ask us what our favorite thing about Milo is, what would you say?" And Peter was like, and he was so serious, by the way. He said, "You
Yeah.
know, my favorite thing about Milo is when he has nightmares, and when he needs me, so I go and hug him, and he goes back to sleep. That's my favorite thing about Milo."
Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
And he didn't say JK at the end. He literally was like that.
He
No,
said it so
yeah,
seriously, as if we're all supposed to stand up and start clapping.
yeah. No,
Like,
like
wow,
as
what a
if you're like, that's
savior.
normal. That's
What would
normal.
Milo do without him?
You
I
have,
was like, that's your favorite thing about your
bro, that's
5-year old
crazy.
child?
When he has nightmares.
Sus. Ain't no way.
Bro, I don't think
Ain't no
Marissa
way.
was
He
processing
probably makes him
this.
watch horror movies at night just so you
Bro,
can call him at night.
no, 'cause, like Marissa, I don't think had time to.
Crazy
She,
ass.
this woman has not slept in like days. She was like, "Is Milo dead?" Like but she's clocking these behaviors. Anywho, sorry, I interrupted you, but continue. Yeah, finishing your
Yeah.
thought.
No, really important, really important.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
oh, also to add though, um, unsolicited, Peter tells the detective that Leah was responsible for her brother Brian's accident,
Disability. Yeah.
and that is therefore why he is now disabled.
Yeah.
So when I watched it, I was like, he
Why
didn't
do you need to
ask you.
say
Like,
that?
why are you
Yeah.
embarrassing her like that? You know?
Yeah. Why do you
But
say
it did
that?
make sense. Like, imagine having the guilt of disabling your brother, and they were under 10 because Peter is the
Mhm.
oldest and he was 10, and they're under 10. So imagine growing up with that.
Yeah.
The
No
drug problem kind of
wonder.
starts to make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and she's kind of a mess in general. Like, she's the girl that you never depend on, and she's
Mm-hmm.
always gonna call you when she needs something. He
Yeah.
gives her like a stipend, like he
Yeah.
sends her money monthly.
Yeah.
So, we find out that I'm just summarizing. I feel like the because we're just gonna break down Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, we find out that um, the Carrie, who is the babysitter, who again took Milo, actually had met Milo about a year ago, or maybe more than a year ago, when her father was trying to contact one of Marissa's close friends and business partner, because he had a gambling problem and he wanted his money back. And then so Carrie happened to meet Milo in his backyard.
Yeah.
And she realized that they have something. This is actually cool.
Yeah.
Like I like this
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
the film of the series where they have this. It's not a condition. What is
it
it?
is kind of like a
It's
condition
like a
where
genetic
people,
thing.
yeah, like they attribute characteristics of an object. For example, like Milo would eat apples and he would say it tastes like green, like the color. So like they
Yeah. So
attribute
like
taste and
words
smell.
and smells and concept,
Yeah.
he would be like Monday is red, and
Yes.
like
He means
and
it.
words have tastes also.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's a real thing. So
And
that
it's
was
very
interesting.
rare and it's
Yes,
genetic.
it's very rare. It's genetic.
Yeah. Possibly
And
genetic.
so, wait, did you say it's genetic?
But yeah, possibly like it could be
Oh,
as well, usually genetic. Usually genetic.
mm,
Yeah.
genetic.
Interesting fun facts.
Okay, so um, previously, and so when she meets him, she's obviously immediately, struck
She was
by
like, "That's my
that
guy."
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rewind a couple more years, maybe like 3 years or 4 years. She was in a car accident with her newborn. She was leaving the hospital with her newborn. She had a partner who she loved very much. They were short on money. He started dealing drugs. He got caught. He went to jail. So she's heartbroken. She has this child. She's like, hell bent on raising him on her own. She really loves him.
Yeah.
And
She was also
she's in a car
16 when this
accident.
happened, or 17.
Yeah, 16 years old, correct.
Yeah.
She's in a car accident. She hears the baby crying post accident, and then she wakes up in the hospital, and they're like, sorry, your baby's dead. Terrible. She goes off the rails. It's really sad. Um, so going back to the present, we find out that Carrie's father kills her boyfriend. He comes out of jail. And then Milo is spontaneously returned to the police department.
Not returned.
We
He was
late
left in a car, like a parking lot, and they somehow tracked him there.
No, like they took him back. They took him back to the
Oh,
police. Yeah,
okay.
and that's suspicious, right? Because it's like,
Hmm.
okay, nobody
Why
paid the
not? Yeah.
ransom, or
Yeah.
that they're aware of.
But
So
Milo's.
how is this child? Why did they return him, or what did they do
Mm.
to him? Imagine being Marissa.
Yeah, she's just
Your
like,
child is missing for a few days, and then he just returns with no ransom, with nothing. I would be like, what surgery did they do on him?
yeah,
Or like what? Like
honestly.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And
That's
he was
weird.
actually aggressive, by the way. Post
When
that,
he
like when he was
returned.
playing with Jenny's son, he was aggressive. That broke my heart because you
Yeah,
will never
that's
know.
what
Anyways,
happened.
one
Yeah.
day, one night, we find out that the family's in an argument. Peter, his siblings, and Marissa. Peter accidentally slips out some very particular detail about the night that his brother was hurt permanently. And then it leads to the confession from Peter that it actually wasn't his sister that tripped him and led to his fall. It was Peter himself. So he made up the story, blamed his sister, and then he was like, I just kept lying and I couldn't like come back from it. And now they're in their 40s.
Bro. Oh, oh, oh,
Marissa?
oh,
Okay, go
and
ahead.
Peter, so it all started because the brother found out that the doctor Peter went to consult with regarding the brother's condition said the brother is eligible
Mm-hmm.
for a spine surgery to make him feel better. But he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't let his brother sit on a wheelchair, which is weird. Because the brother,
Mm.
like, walking pains him. And he
Mm-hmm.
wants to be on the wheelchair, but Peter's like, nah, 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 you're not gonna do that. I don't think the brother kept listening to him, honestly. He could have just been like, no.
That also
Anyways,
broke my heart. Yeah.
bro, that was sad. So the brother
Yeah.
found out that he was eligible for the surgery and came to confess Peter, and then the sister happened to be there. And then Peter was like, well, mom and dad saw you, like, he was like, you already thought it was your fault? It's just that I never changed the narrative, you know? He was like,
Yeah.
or, and he blamed her. No, it's not that he didn't, he literally was like, yeah, it's your fault that our brother is this way. What a raging
Girl.
narcissist, bro.
Girl. Narcissism?
On
Anyways.
1000.
Yes. So as they're having this argument, he confesses it's really, really heated, as you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Carrie comes in with a gun. Everybody's like, oh my God, what's going on? Um, Marissa's coworker tries to stop her, tries to like jump her, take the gun. She really
Chain
accidentally shoots
reaction.
him.
Yeah, yeah,
He dies. Everybody's freaking out. The room is cleared. It's just Marissa, Carrie, and Peter, her husband, in the room at
yeah,
this point. Um, it's weird because you'd expect Carrie to be aggressive and make all these threats, but Carrie is
yeah,
kind of calm, actually really sad, and all she asks for is that Milo is taken care of.
yeah.
Very weird. What is the reason why you took him? What is the reason why he came back? And
Yeah,
why are you being nice right now? And so Carrie actually says, as she is holding the gun, says that she has a recording in her pockets on her phone of why she believes that it hurt. Like, you don't, she was telling her, you don't know your husband. You don't know who he is.
hmm
You don't know what he's done. Peter runs up to her, grabs the gun, and kills her.
bro. Oh, he
I
kills
was
her,
thinking
and
in
then he
Marissa's
denies it.
POV,
Yeah, she's like,
like,
"What the heck?"
hot
Peter
dog.
basically
Anyways, yeah,
turned the
go ahead.
gun to Marissa's throat, and he like,
Carrie's, you mean?
yeah, curious,
Yeah.
and he shoots, you know,
He no
and then
he shot her. She was
he shot her.
not a threat at that
Yeah, she was
point.
not a threat. He kind of made it look like they were
Yes.
struggling, and then it happened on accident. But he literally, anyhow, Marissa's like, "Why did you shoot her? Like, why?" And
She
he's
was
like, "No,
gonna give
she
us
accidentally."
evidence of
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
and he was like, "No, she accidentally. She was the one who let go of the trigger. Like, you know." She's like, "No, I saw you shoot her." And then at that point, I think
The
the police were
gaslighting
coming,
again.
gaslighting. And at that point, the police were coming in. So Marissa sees the phone on the floor. She kind of is like, "There's something you don't want me to know, obviously." And he's like, "No, like, trust me." Da, da, da. And then while he was trying to turn away or like somewhere, she grabs the phone. Police come in. Yada yada. That's done. Marissa goes ahead, listens to the audio recording. Mr. Peter, you guys remember Carrie had this accident, correct?
Yes.
They were the other party that were involved in this car accident.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Marissa and their baby, they were also leaving the hospital at that time, were in the back seat, and Marissa was passed out. Their baby unfortunately died during that accident. Peter gets out of his car, goes to Carrie's car, sees that there was another infant in that car, realizes that infant is alive, picks it up, and what happens is a little switcheroo. So he switched the babies during the accident, and he didn't say nothing.
Bruh. Even
Yo,
as you're saying it again,
yeah,
I'm taking 10 steps back. So, to make the obvious, Milo is Carrie's child,
yes,
not Peter and Marissa's
Marissa's.
child. So Marissa understands this, knows that now her husband is a murderer and a child switcher.
Also,
And
a
we
liar.
also find out that Peter was the one that returned Milo to the police station, and which is why there was no ransom or whatever that the police found out about. And he killed Carrie's father in order to take Milo from him, which was not necessary. It's because he knew the truth
That, yeah, he switched the kids
about
during
this.
the car
Yeah,
accident. Bro, how can you feel fine knowing you married this kind of person, though? Like what he's capable. I would
that's
be,
what I was thinking. And it's going to
uh-uh.
lead me to my question.
Mm,
I was like, as Marissa, and you've been sleeping next to this man for years, you have a child with this man. I was like, what the heck is she gonna do? And she's scared. She was telling Jenny she's scared to
yeah.
divorce him.
Yes.
I don't even want this
Yeah.
man in my life
I don't
anymore.
want him near me,
I don't want him in my. I don't want him to visit my child. I don't want him to look at my child, who's not even her child. So she has to come to terms with that as well.
bro.
At the end, at the final episode, Marissa successfully makes this seem like an accident and actually murders her husband. How does she do that? He has a like a
So
deadly
allergy.
allergy, and she successfully, like, removed the emergency kit from the car and things like that, and made it look like an accident, and she killed him. Okay, my question is, uh, did you find the ending of Peter dying, like, satisfying, unsettling, or was it like intentionally ambiguous? How did you feel about the ending?
I mean, satisfying would kind of seem inhumane, but I think it was just like I wouldn't say justified, but I think what triggered Marissa to really do this is, and it's a scary thing, what she did. There were so many rooms for
Mm,
error, but she saw Milo and him interact at a certain point, and then Milo said, I think, said something along the lines of like, "I don't need you, Dad," and then Peter got kind of aggressive. He's like, "You always need me.
yeah.
You always," and then he was like, "Now hug me," and then she was like, "Oh, this is like." If as if she needed any more evidence that he is a dangerous man, she saw that and she was like,
Yeah.
not anymore, not in my house. And, she went through with it. And I think the camaraderie between obviously like Marissa and Jennifer, like Jenny is cool, but
Mm,
Marissa and Peter's sister, because Peter's sister was
mm,
asked, she was like, did Marissa
mm,
anything with soy? And she saw her eat it. She knows how careful she
mm.
is. And she was like, no, because
And
she
she
knows.
knows that Marissa always has that emergency thing.
Yeah, in the car. Yeah.
So she knew
She kind of figured
that
out that it was not an accident.
Marissa did this on purpose. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean that I think that goes to show just like how everybody knew Peter was this insane guy.
Yeah.
And he would not just sit aside if it was about divorce or like a
No.
custody thing. He will kill someone eventually.
Mm,
And I mean, it's not easy. Like I imagine it wasn't easy for Marissa to even live with that for the rest of her life, knowing that she killed, or how many people were killed by the person she chose to spend the rest of her life with. She slept
mm,
with, like, my only question is, wasn't this apparent before? Like, were there
mm.
clues? I don't know, like sometimes you kind of just sort of like, okay, this man is really obsessed
You
with being
know,
needed.
I didn't have any clues because of the lies, though. The lies covered it. Because,
Yeah.
like, if I knew that it was his fault or something like that,
Mm,
then, it's the narrative that he
yeah.
believed and told other people made it seem like, oh, they would not survive without him.
Yeah.
So he made it seem like, um, he was the hero, and that, like, not that he needed to be needed, but that he rose up to the
Oh,
challenge, and he's a family man. And so what the words that he says is so creepy. Like, he's manipulating people 24/7 every day for the rest of his life
yeah.
because of the narrative. He's in constant gaslighting mode. So we never felt that when we saw it, like, directly with Milo, when he was like, "You will lead me forever." Of course, that was clear.
Hmm.
But in this, from the POV of his family, you would never think that. You'd think like, "Oh my gosh, what a generous, kind man," and that's what
I
he
mean,
wanted to come
okay.
off as.
I mean, he won, but like, isn't it always odd when someone constantly talks about how good they are? Isn't it like a little odd? If someone's like, "Oh yeah, like my sister called this," and like I support my entire family, like like if someone tells me that unprompted about themselves, I'm like, cool, but nobody asked. Like people who really
Mm,
do it would like you would have to dig deep before they even tell you like, "Oh yeah, actually I kind of help in this way." But people who tell you straight up, like
yeah.
you usually it's a sign of guilt of like, oh, okay, you're trying to mask something by telling me you're rising up to the occasion. Well, like, which
Mm,
is maybe not always the case. Some people just like talking about it, but it's a little odd. And just how come he was about Milo's entire thing at the beginning, he's like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And then just start to blow up in the middle. I'm like, okay, it's giving you're not mentally stable,
mm,
you
mm.
know?
I feel it. I feel it. But in real life, like, I have had certain views of people
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, wow, this person is incredible. Like, look what
Mm,
they're accomplishing or whatever.
Yeah.
and then later realize that they need to be
That
doing that.
way.
It's not like
Mm-mm.
this opportunity came their way and they took it on, and look at
Mm.
what they're doing, look at how they're taking care of people.
Yeah.
It's like actually there was no alternative. They will
Uh,
find a way to do that. And I feel like, do you think it's always malicious?
it's not, I mean, like I said, sometimes people just need to say it to convince themselves that they're doing something good.
Yeah.
But more often than not, I'd be like, what are you trying to hide under that? If you're just telling me unprompted
Mm,
again, unprompted. I just sat down, you're like, oh yeah, my sister caused this accident. I'm like, I never asked. Like, why are you trying to convince
yeah.
me, you know? So,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Some narcissists are sneaky.
tell me about.
Some can be sneaky, yeah.
Yeah.
It can be.
No, it's
But
crazy.
this was a
Mm,
really, it made me think about, my closing statement is, it really made me think about, the first thing, like I said, like the things that we assume about people and a certain lifestyle or a certain career. And
yeah.
it also made me think about this idea of like needing to be needed. And do I feel like I need to be needed? I mean, I fully, like, everybody needs to feel a sense of belonging. I believe that's human nature. It is not exactly the same, but I think everybody has some level of every, need.
Yeah.
And it made me reflect about myself, and there's a lot that I need to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for our audience as well, like reflect on how bad you want to be needed. Are you someone
Mm,
who needs to feel needed in order to feel important? And why is that? Where is that stemming from? Did you do something when you're 10 years old that carries now throughout your adulthood?
mm.
Let's reflect on that before we end up being like Peter, you know? We don't want to
Literally,
do
I
that.
think it's like a balance between like need for attention and needing
Hmm.
to be needed. You know?
I agree. I mean, like you said, everybody, or else you'd feel useless, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you're
you
not
have no.
needed to some capacity, then, you feel lonely. But yeah,
Yeah,
to what extent is really the
to what
question.
extent? And regardless of the
Anywho,
extent, control yourself.
go see a therapist, guys. Like,
Control yourself.
it's
Don't
good. Yeah.
don't leave your own BS un
Innocent people.
unkept to the
Yeah.
point where you're ruining other people's lives.
Let's not do that.
Be responsible.
Yeah. That was a great show,
Period.
though. Honestly, what would you rate it on a
It
scale of 1 to
was.
10?
Mm,
Wait.
okay,
We
we
have
have
to
to do
say
it
at
at
the
the
same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 to 100.
Okay, we can 1 to 100. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like point something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I rate things almost the same every time. Okay, let me think about it. I didn't love the ending. I didn't love the killing. Honestly, if
Wait,
that
really?
that felt, because I feel like the
Ah,
show was so
interesting.
realistic, and it
Mm,
really made me feel like this is what people go through. Like
yeah,
this happens.
yeah,
And then she murdered him, and I'm like, you'd never get away with that. Like, it's not like I have a solution for
yeah.
what Marissa should have done. I have no idea what she would have done. But I don't, like, there's no way that, like, it was a bit of a convenient ending.
But the thing is, the head police officer figured it out. He
He
kind of
did.
figured out the fact that like there was a little switcheroo thing happening. He was the only person who knew. But he could have like, she could have gotten convicted. Like but he knew. And I think it's just out of his own goodwill. He's like, and he's a good policeman. He's like by the rules. But he's like, I
Yeah.
see how there was no way out of this.
But, like,
You know?
would she be able to sleep at night if she murdered her husband?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think but her husband was
I
also
don't
a
think, yeah.
psychopath. He was a psychopath.
Yeah. But I don't think, I think I would rather change my identity and smuggle my child and go to a different country
Yo.
than live with the fact that I ended a life. But that's me.
I know that's heavy
That
though. Yeah,
freaks me
like I
out.
said, ending a
Yeah.
life is like
That's
Marissa's a
heavy.
strong, independent woman. Marissa's a strong woman, though. Like,
I
she's
would
been
try to
through
get
stuff.
him arrested somehow, I think.
Yeah, or like
Ending
frame him for
alive, like
something.
that was like that's that happens in movies all the time. But
Yeah.
I feel like the show was had this specific tone, and then
Then at the
she killed
that's
him.
true. If he got like prison for life
Yeah,
or something, that maybe, yeah,
that would be
I guess.
satisfying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Anywho's, okay, so knowing that for you, I think I know where you're gonna end up with your rating, but I have mine.
okay.
Okay, are you ready? On a scale of 1 to 100. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Wait.
3.
Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 100.
Three. Yeah. Three, two, one.
90.
89.
Oh, that's cool. That's 1 point up.
Close. I was gonna say 90. I was gonna say 90. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is one of
Awesome.
the nicer shows, and we definitely
Definitely
recommend
good.
watching it. It's streaming on Peacock
Yes.
and what other platforms? I think just Peacock.
Maybe just Peacock.
Okay, yeah. So definitely recommend watching it. It's 6 episodes, 6 hours. I think each episode is an hour. Oh, and it's also on Prime. So
Okay.
those of you on Prime and Peacock, do enjoy. Happy holidays if you don't make an episode before Christmas.
Yes. Hopefully we
Maybe
will. We'll see.
we will, yeah. But yeah, it
Yes.
was great talking to y'all. See y'all next time.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
Bye.